power dies at 2:17 a.m., the house goes silent in a way you've never heard before. No furnace hum, no refrigerator buzz, just wine pushing against the wall and cold seeping in like it owns the place. You reach for the heater. That's how people die. Winter blackouts don't just freeze you, they make you desperate. And desperate people drag propane heaters indoors, run generators in garages, light charcoal in fireplaces that were never meant for it. They crack a window and tell themselves it's enough. It's not enough. Carbon monoxide has no smell, no color, no warning. It binds to your blood 200 times more aggressively than oxygen. You don't feel it entering. You feel sleepy. Maybe a mild headache, maybe nothing. Then confusion. Then collapse. Problem. The house is getting colder by the minute. Threat: hypothermia on one side, carbon monoxide poisoning on the other. Solution: heat smart, or don't heat at all. Your first instinct is to warm the whole house. That instinct will burn your fuel and expose you. Heat the person, not the building. You pick one room, the smallest interior room with the fewest windows. You close doors, you hang blankets over frames, towels at the bottom to block drafts. You're not fighting winter, you're shrinking the battlefield. Now, insulation becomes survival currency. Couch cushions against walls, bookshelves become thermal mass. You build a microclimate, a tent inside the room using sheets and a table traps body heat better than an open heater blasting cold air around it. Your body produces about 100 watts at rest. Two people in a small enclosed space can raise temperature noticeably. It feels primitive. Good. Primitive works. If you have a gas heater rated for indoor use, you still ventilate carefully and run a carbon monoxide detector on battery. If you don't have a detector, you assume risk exists and limit runtime. Heat in intervals. Warm the room, then shut it down. Never sleep with combustion running. Sleep is when people don't wake up. Generators? Outside. Far outside. Not the garage, not the porch. Exhaust drifts. Wind shifts, carbon monoxide seeps through soffits and vents. It doesn't care about your cracked door. And here's the part most people miss. Your heater makes you visible. In a prolonged blackout, warmth becomes rare. Windows glowing, melted snow on your roof, a humming generator in a silent neighborhood. You've just advertised resources in a place where scarcity is rising by the hour. Problem: external attention, threat, theft, confrontation, violence. Solution: reduce signature, blackout curtains, no visible light leaks. Muffle generator sound with distance and barriers, never enclosing it. Better yet, use stored heat instead of active heat. Water is thermal mass. Fill containers and place them near safe heat sources to absorb warmth, then release it slowly. Boil water while you have fuel and seal it in insulated bottles. Slide them into sleeping bags. Heat the bed, not the air. Dress wrong and you lose anyway. Cotton kills in cold environments because it holds moisture. You sweat from stress or overlayering, and that damp fabric pulls heat from you faster than dry air ever could. Layer breathable fabrics. Vent when moving. Stay slightly cool, not toasty. Comfort is expensive. You also eat before you're hungry. Calories are combustion. Your body burns fuel to keep core temperature stable. No fuel, no fire. Hydration matters too. Cold suppresses thirst, but dehydration thickens blood and reduces circulation to extremities. That increases frostbite risk even indoors if temperatures plummet. Every decision is a trade. Heat too much, risk poisoning or exposure. Heat too visibly, risk attention. Don't heat at all, risk hypothermia. So you balance. You consolidate people and pets into one insulated space. You block drafts first, add layers second, introduce controlled heat third. You monitor each other for confusion, unusual fatigue, irrational behavior. Signs of both hypothermia and carbon monoxide exposure. If someone says they're fine but looks pale and sluggish, you don't argue. You ventilate. You reassess. You assume the invisible threat first. Winter blackouts don't kill fast. They narrow your margin of error slowly. The house cools, pipes freeze, batteries die. Your world shrinks to breath and blankets. Your heater isn't evil, it's just impatient. Used wrong, it poisons you. Used loudly, it exposes you. Used carelessly, it burns the fuel you'll need tomorrow. So remember this when the grid goes dark and the cold starts negotiating. Shrink the space, insulate the body, vent combustion. Hide your heat. Eat before hunger. Sleep only when it's safe. Because in a winter blackout, survival isn't about making the house warm. It's about making sure you wake up